And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday. Oh, no, I forgot. December 22nd. I can't keep track of the dates right now. I am Josh Engelman. We're here to break down a 6-game NBA slate, at least 6 games for right now. Who the hell knows where we end up as we move throughout this day. But before we do anything, got to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Helps us out a ton. Head to Twitter, follow me at Josh Engelman. I know my updates are few and far between right now. It's the holiday season. It's hard. When we get to the opposite side of Christmas, I'm back and we're going hard for the end of December and all of 2022. So it should be fun. Good morning to everybody in chat. Packed house as per usual. A lot of coffee cups. It's nice to see everybody here. I paid very little attention to the NBA last night. I saw that Mitchell Robinson had an ultra efficient day. That's one of the few things that I saw. I saw that Damian Lillard was quite the high scorer yesterday as well, 50-something. Doesn't help that I didn't play there. Brunson, good. Kemba went for 40 fantasy points again across 40 minutes. That's fun. Would I say, Josh Nork, would I say that you're crazy being way under on Brunson yesterday at 7,300? I honestly, I don't know, but no, there's never, like, you can do anything, you know what I mean? It's all about what the rest of your lineup looks like. So, I don't think it's crazy. I don't know. I'm ready to just dive into this bad boy. Here's an interesting piece of information. Obviously, Giannis has been out for a little bit. 1.58 fantasy points per minute for Giannis. Over the past 30 days, that is tied with JaVale McGee for the best rate. And Jokic is at 1.75. This is just what's in front of my eyes right now. That is so crazy. That's just massive, massive scoring out of Jokic. Damn, he's good. Damn, he's good. But now, I think it's time that we get into it right out of the gate. We got a lot to talk about across 6 games. We have to dig into all of the replacement player COVID nonsense. So it is going to take some time. I got all my windows all messed up on my screen right now, which is ridiculous. All right, here we go. So I'm honestly pretty excited about this. I'm dragging ass today. I got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Whatever you got, coffee, tea, water, whatever your thing is for today. Calvin's got a joint. That's exciting. Whatever you got. Cheers to you guys. Rise and grind. Let's make some money. Let's do this. A little bit too hot. It's almost as hot as our prize picks promo, which you guys can see on the banner at the top of the screen. Go to awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. You get a lot, including 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. You get up to $100 instant match deposit bonus. We've got free tools on awesemo.com that will help you out. You're basically making parlay cards up to 5. You can net up to 10x your entry fee. It's a great spot. Tons that helps you out on awesemo.com, and you get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum if you sign up using the link at the top. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get the music going in the background. Done. 52 viewers. Here we go. Orlando Magic. By the way, all these games, relatively low-ish totals. Only Houston-Milwaukee is over 220. That should be interesting. Orlando, 8.5-point dogs in Atlanta. And we know right out of the gate that Orlando is walking wounded, and this is awful. So, I mean, look at this. Jalen Suggs, Mo Bamba, Terrence Ross, John Isaac, Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, Mo Wagner, Michael Carter-Williams, Eton Moore, Brazdeikis, all out. Questionable tag on Cole Anthony, who hasn't played in the past 2 games. Questionable tag on Wendell Carter Jr., who hasn't played, I believe, since he screwed me. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. He hasn't played since he left that game early. Great. I don't know what we do here. Obviously, Orlando is not the easiest team in the world to project right now, so we're not going to spend too much time trying to crack the code. Based on what I see here, if Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter Jr. are in, that's 3 active bodies, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, they've got a ton of guys. Looks like they signed Tim Frazier and Freddie Gillespie. Have they played yet? No. Well, let's see if we've got any blurbs first on Cole Anthony or Wendell Carter Jr., and then I assume we're just going to project them in. This is a disaster, though, right now. Orlando, yeah, I don't know. Cole Anthony, no update. Wendell Carter Jr., no update. All right, so we're going to go ahead and assume that those guys are in. I think that's the only thing that we can still do. So, I mean, if Cole Anthony plays, I'm going to give him 34 minutes. If Wendell Carter Jr. plays, I'm going to give him 30 minutes. We're going to give Robin Lopez the backup run, 18 minutes. And then this is where it's gonna just fall off a cliff. I really need to set this thing up so that I can see depth chart at the same time. So let's do that. Nope. That'll work. I need to just buy that app that makes this easier. All right, so Franz Wagner's minutes are obviously set in stone, as are Chuma Okeke's minutes. Those are going to be easy. So Franz Wagner goes in for, I'm just going to say 34 for right now, trying to keep up with logic. We're going to put Chuma Okeke out there for 34 as well. And then Gary Harris is also available. We're going to go to 34 on Gary Harris. That, by being able to project it like this for right now, it means that we don't have to care all that much about what is up next. So, like, if we look at it right now, we need a backup point guard. That's not RJ Hampton, so that's going to be, let's see, Okeke, Gary Harris, BJ Johnson, Aleem Ford. I mean, that, in theory, that could be Tim Frazier. It's probably just Michael Mulder getting 14 minutes. And then it's Gravette getting 14 minutes. And BJ Johnson getting 14 minutes. Ooh, Larry. I can relate to the booster shot being brutal. Appreciate you popping in for the like. Yeah, just plenty of fluids. Rest up. I know how you feel. It was awful. It goes away, and then you feel great. That's a lot easier. Just maybe Aleem Ford. We just go another 14, call that a day. Because I don't think it matters. We just have to update rates to be a little bit more reasonable here. So let's switch to Orlando. It's time to wake up. Yes, it is, SMP. Yes, it is. That's a very true statement. All right, let's take off Thugs. And I don't know. Probably nobody else, I guess. Because that'll take Cole Anthony up to the 28.5% usage rate that he deserves. Orlando is this is just really difficult. I don't have a lot that makes me feel confident here. Not even close. Franz Wagner, 21. Yeah, everybody else's usage rate is probably okay. I just needed to lock in that boost to Cole Anthony. Chuma Okeke is actually popping pretty aggressively here. I want to lock his rates in just to make sure I'm not doing anything crazy, which I'm not. Okay. So we're in for Orlando. Let's take a look at Atlanta. I know Trae Young is in the health and safety protocols. I don't know if anybody else is. I hope the answer is no. So we've got Trae Young in the health and safety protocols. Oh, Capella is as well. Still no. Oh, and Gallo. So yeah, I haven't seen the Atlanta news. So they signed Lance Stevenson and Malcolm Hill. Oh my God. Okay. Well, let's gut this Atlanta rotation and start from scratch. We haven't had a game from Atlanta since last Friday. Is that real? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They must have had postponements. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, that's 4 days off. Okay, so we know we're getting no Clint Capella or Gallo. We need to think about point guard first. DeLon Wright makes the most sense. So we're going to go to 32 minutes on DeLon Wright. And then backup point guard is probably Lou Will. And I'm guessing these guys do play alongside each other at some point in time, so we'll leave those minutes. John Collins most assuredly is playing like all of his time at the 4 or at the 5. Although now that Okongwu's back, I guess that's probably a little bit different. I mean, Gorgie Jang is here. Okongwu's been back for one game, played 14 minutes. I don't think Okongwu's playing anything more than 18 minutes. So I'm going to say that we get, I think it's just a little bit easier with all these guys out to give Gorgie Jang like the backup run, but also give Onyeka Okongwu that kind of run and still play John Collins at the 4. Kevin Huerter's minutes are obviously going nowhere, so 34 seems pretty reasonable for Huerter. Cam Reddish is going to get a big benefit here. You got to figure he's going to... I guess Bogdanovich, too, now that he's probable. I'm so used to Bogdanovich being out, but if Bogdanovich is back, I mean, they're not going to rush him into anything, I would imagine. He's coming back off of a right ankle sprain. Cardio might not be there. You know, we'll call it 30 minutes for Bogdanovich. 30 minutes for Cam Reddish. 28 minutes for Cam Reddish. I mean, we're taking 2 starters out. DeLon Wright as a replacement, which they don't have to do, but I would expect them to do that. Reddish makes the most sense in this spot. So let's give Reddish Let's give Reddish 28. And then do we have another guy that can play like the 3/4? Because we want to give TLC, I mean, a lot of time at the very least. We got to give a little bit more to Lou Will. We'll go 22 on Lou Will. We'll get TLC up to 26. That's a 9-man rotation. One final 6 minutes to Jalen Johnson, maybe? He's with the G League. Doesn't have to be, I guess. That'll be an interesting piece if some of these guys from the G... Like, if Jalen Johnson's up, I could see them playing them against Orlando. I don't think it's going to matter who gets these final 6 minutes. So I am going to give them to Jalen Johnson just for right now. I have no concept of what these rates are going to look like with no Trae Young on the floor, so this should be interesting. Let's go to Atlanta. Yeah, this game's a lot of work. That's why we're here, guys. That's why we're here at 6:30 in the morning to do the process show and figure out who we're supposed to play before 15 more guys get ruled out and none of it matters. Okay, so if you take Trae Young off the floor, I mean, he plays so much that it becomes problematic. I'm going to just move forward with what I see with no Trae Young. In theory, I should be taking off, like, Gallo as well. I don't think that's going to work for me right now. So does anybody get a crazy bump in any particular direction? DeLon Wright is probably going to be the most interesting. But I guess it's not. He doesn't do a ton either. So I'm going to lock his usage rate in. He's about to be a real problem. I'm fine with Lou Will's usage rate. I'm fine with Kevin Huerter's usage. Actually, I can bump Kevin Huerter up. John Collins is the interesting piece. 23% usage rate. I guess I want to take Capella off as well. I want to know what John Collins is looking like when he's basically the 5. Hasn't played a ton, but does get to 23 here. I assumed we were going to see a usage bump. We don't. Cam Reddish gets the big-ish bump in usage. Everybody else, I think, can stay the same now. Bogdanovich, I guess, is an interesting piece, but he hasn't really played without Trae Young all that much this season. I'm going to take it back to last year just to see what Bogdanovich's usage rate was without Trae. And in that case, 700 minutes, 22% usage rate. That makes sense to me. So I think I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Let's check this out. On the Orlando side, which obviously is going to pop a bit. Cole Anthony, if he's playing, is 7,400 on FanDuel, 9,100 on DraftKings. So we're obviously playing Cole Anthony on FanDuel if he's able to be played. Chuma Okeke, I think, looks good across both sites. Franz Wagner looks better on FanDuel. Wendell Carter Jr., 7,100 on FanDuel, 8,700 on DraftKings. So Cole Anthony, Wendell Carter Jr. are the two best options on FanDuel. Okeke is the best option across both sites. On the Atlanta side, John Collins looks exceptional. 7,400 on FanDuel, 7,300 on DraftKings. We're talking about a guy whose minutes are completely firm and sees slightly more usage with no Trae Young on the floor. That all makes a ton of sense. He's going to be ultra popular and probably he's probably close to a cash game lock, just the way that I'm looking at it right now, in that he's really good, he's getting a bump, and everything is locked in. So that seems like a perfect spot for him given his price tag. DeLon Wright is 4,700 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. I think he looks fantastic right now. I'm going to be playing a lot of DeLon Wright. I'm going to be playing a lot of Bogdan Bogdanovich on DraftKings, where he's $1,500 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. Play a lot of Cam Reddish on DraftKings, where he's only $3,700, $800 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. Lou Will, 3,200 on DraftKings is certainly worth a look-see. Kevin Huerter looks solid. There is a ton to like in this game, and it could even be more if Cole Anthony or Wendell Carter Jr. end up getting ruled out. So keep your eyes on Orlando and Atlanta. On to, oh God, this is so much worse. Cleveland at Boston. Cleveland 5.5-point dogs. We know that Cleveland is walking wounded right now. I'm not excited for this one. So, no Isaac Okoro, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Denzel Valentine, Lamar Stevens, Dylan Windler, Ed Davis, RJ Nembhard. They signed Justin Anderson and the Unicornet. Whew, okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Cleveland from scratch. I'm going to need a lot of coffee to get me through this. Hit that like button to help drive me to the promised land of the end of this show. So first, easiest spot that we can start with here for Cleveland is obviously giving like Garland and Markkanen and Rubio and Chetty and those guys time, because those guys are going to get it. So Darius Garland is playing 34 minutes in a competitive game here. We're going to get Lauri Markkanen playing, I'm going to say 32 minutes here. We're going to get Ricky Rubio obviously playing backup run. I think he's just going to play like his sort of standard issue 30 when he has to. Which I'm going to make that 30. And we're going to make that 16. Perfect. Chetty, I mean, just has to play like 30 minutes here. It would make no sense. Starting center, I guess, is going to be Kevin Love, right? They're not going to start Cornette. I think it's just going to be Kevin Love, 28 minutes. Luke Cornette, backup center, 20 minutes. That's fun. There's no Okoro. So, how many guys do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so they have 7 guys. Justin Anderson is 8. Cornette is 9. And then I'm going to guess they call a Taco Fall up, maybe? Oh, so here's the funny thing here. SMP, I'm really excited for this slate. I just hate to talk about it. Like, I like doing the show, but this is meaningless right now. Please don't tune out, though. All right, so I don't really have much of a choice here. So Dean Wade's going to go back to playing his, like, giant-ass minutes. There's 32. If Dean Wade... I got to give Chetty 32 and Dean Wade 30. I can't give Chetty less minutes than Dean Wade. Pangos is going to have to play. So I'm going to split his minutes and Justin Anderson's minutes. So 34. So we're going to go 16 and 18. And that is your Cleveland Cavaliers for right now. Sure. Okay, guys. And I don't think Boston's much better, so great. Bob, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care at all about what you think. Oh, God. All right, so let's take off. Honestly, it's not like Jared Allen and Mobley have like giant usage rates. This might not be all that bad. Like Garland's rates don't change all that much even with Colin Sexton off the floor. Oh, that's since last year. Yeah, I want this year. It's got to be higher. Nope, certainly isn't. Same exact stuff. I don't really have any changes here. You would expect somebody to just have like giant rate bumps, and they don't. If it's anybody, it's Ricky Rubio, oddly enough. I think all of these Cleveland rates just hold. I got nothing to add here. I'm going to assume that the rates that I see are the rates that I need for Cleveland. Whew. Yeah, I just, like, it's certainly, this show in COVID would be a lot better at, like, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not 6:30. I mean, like, we're talking about, like, I got to give rotational minutes to guys that aren't really on this team right now and won't be in, like, 4 days. Ryan, I might play tonight. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. If we're not going out for dinner tonight, then I will. If we are, then I'm not. But if I'm home, I think that I can play, because the times on the slate today are 7:30 start, 8 o'clock start, and then a 2-hour gap up until 10. So I can manage that and not have to just be like a slave to my phone. As long as I can make it to lock and then to 8 o'clock, I could spend the next 2 hours just screwing around. Yep, fam's in town. Boston side. Here we go. No Horford, Josh Richardson, Grant Williams, Hernan Gomez, Parker. Okay, so this is the same rotation we got last game, only the entire time I thought I was going to get a lot of Time Lord, and he ended up being the guy that ended up out, which is hilarious. No, look, I still love doing this show. That's not what I'm trying to say. So I'm happy everybody is here. This is just, it's an uphill battle to try to figure this stuff out. All right, so Time Lord in, playing 28 minutes. Enes Freedom backing him up. I don't think we're getting Bruno Fernando for anything. I think this is the same rotation that I expected the last game to be. That's my expectation here. I'm not entirely sure I want to change all that much. Gold, silver investor. I don't really understand, but yes. I love Eric. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this rotation. That's just Boston. That went well. I was a little surprised. All right, Cleveland. Oh boy. Okay. Best play for Cleveland is Chetty on DraftKings at 4,500. Shooting guard, small forward. Kevin Love clearly has a monster ceiling. I don't really know how to project him, but 28 minutes. He's got power forward center. That works. Darius Garland's a pretty tough sell on DraftKings at 9,700. A bit less of a tough sell on FanDuel, where he's 7,200. That makes no sense. Lauri Markkanen is $1,100 cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, so feel free to go to Markkanen there. Dean Wade works as a paydown option on DK, not so much on FanDuel. Cleveland is all over the place depending on which site you're playing on. On the Boston side, Tatum looking okay on FanDuel at 9,900. 11-1 is big, but still okay. Marcus Smart's fine for 5,500 on both, or 5,700 on both, rather. Jaylen Brown's price on FanDuel is still stupid low and still stupid high on DraftKings. And then Robert Williams for 5,600 and 5,500, looking pretty solid. 2 games down. Weird pricing so far. Oh, this one's about to get really weird, isn't it? We're about to project minutes to Sauce Castillo. I think Sauce Castillo is about to be active. All right, Toronto. 9-point dogs in Chicago. For the Raptors, no Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, Precious Achiuwa. So their entire starting 5, basically. But now OG Anunoby is back after being out forever. Banton, Dragic, Malachi Flynn, David Johnson, Champagny, all out. They've signed Juwan Morgan, Nick Stauskas, Brandon Goodwin, and DJ Wilson. That's interesting. So I don't know if I had DJ Wilson in here as someone they signed yet. Let's go ahead and add that to the sheet. All right, so DJ Wilson is in as well. I mean, who the fuck is gonna? This is sorry, guys. This is impossible here. This is legitimately so they have not played a game since all of these guys are out. 5 of their main guys are. By the way, Kem Birch is questionable, so we'll deal with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so they have 11 guys if all of the guys that they signed to 10 days are available. Oh, man. Okay. So OG Anunoby made his return and played 28 minutes on Saturday. I can't give him too many minutes in this spot because it just seems stupid to do so. So I'm going to give him 32. Svi Mikhailiuk is obviously going to play a massive amount. There's 34. Yuta Watanabe is going to play a massive amount. There's 34. Chris Boucher is going to play, I'm going to say 30 for right now. So that's everybody that's normally functional. I need to find out if Kem Birch is actually going to play today, which is, oddly enough, a gigantic piece of information. All right, Roto Sports Edge said he. Oh my god. Okay. Injury report. Is he properly questionable? Is that real? I'm about to enter the health and safety protocols at this rate. Where's Toronto hiding? Kem Birch is questionable. This might be actually impossible to do. How could I give Kem Birch minutes after not playing for... I mean, he hasn't played in a month. He hasn't played in a literal month. But the most interesting piece here, Kem Birch, talking about the Saturday game, said, "I doubt I'll play." So I'm going to assume that he is not playing. And honestly, trying to figure this out at 6:30 in the morning doesn't matter. So we've got 4 guys in. I still don't know who the point guard of this team is going to be. I guess it's going to be Brandon Goodwin. Right? They don't... Tremont Waters and Brandon Goodwin are probably going to split 48 point guard minutes. That's got to be it, right? They're the only 2 point guards on this team. This Basketball Reference updated. Reference Raptors. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, that's fine. Tremont Waters, Brandon Goodwin, I'm going to assume are the start. One of those 2 guys is going to be the starting point guard here. Goodwin seems like the most likely scenario. I'm going to go 24-24 for right now. I don't know what else to do there. We're going to give Sauce Castillo the backup minutes at the 2. We're going to give DJ Wilson the backup minutes at the 5. Juwan Morgan, the backup minutes at the 4. And Isak Bonga, the backup minutes at the 3. So that's a 10-man rotation. I don't think Toronto actually does this. I don't have a clue if they do or they don't. Rates just all have to go away. I can't even guess what someone's rates are going to be with those guys off. So that's Toronto. Everybody. Cool. Let's go to Chicago, who's also snake bitten by injuries and COVID. Doubtful tag on Zach LaVine, Dosunmu, Alize Johnson, Matt Thomas. We've got no Alex Caruso, no Derek Jones Jr. Questionable tag on Troy Brown. They've signed Ersan Ilyasova. Let's get that in there. Really excited to toss this one to Adam tomorrow if he doesn't know that it happened yet. And the Bulls signed Mac McClung, who's 1,000% not in my model. Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, let's figure out Chicago now because Toronto went so swimmingly. If you appreciate me trying to dig through this garbage, please hit the like button. 36 minutes for Lonzo Ball. At least. He's been playing more than that. So 37 minutes for Lonzo Ball. 34 minutes for Vooch. 35 minutes for DeMar DeRozan. Kobe White appears to be playing 30 minutes today, sort of by default. Alrighty. Javonte Green. Not really seeing a way that he doesn't play 30 minutes. Who's next? Sound like Goldberg. All right, Alfonso McKinney's probably playing 30 minutes. So let's do... That's 1, 2, 3, 4. He doesn't have to. We'll go 28 minutes to McKinney. And after that, it's all filler-ish people. Tony Bradley's still available, so he's just going to play the backup. I don't think they're going to play Ilyasova at all. McClung could see the floor. I'd be a little surprised. Let's assume that Troy Brown can play, since he is questionable. Is that real? Yeah, questionable. Everybody else is doubtful. Yeah, why the hell not? We'll put Troy Brown out there for 16 minutes, 18 minutes, something like that. We'll go 20 to Troy Brown. One more guy. Who's a guard? Not Matt Thomas. Not Dosunmu. Don't really have one of these guard things that I'm talking about. So Tyler Cook, and we start bumping people down a spot? Yeah, that seems about right. So we're there, and then we're there. All right, so that's the Bulls. I actually think that I can keep the rates that I have in. So that's fine. I don't know what Kobe White's price is on DraftKings today, but apparently it's dumb. So that's Toronto, Chicago, allegedly. For Toronto, half of Toronto's team isn't even available on FanDuel. Tremont Waters is not in the file. DJ Wilson, no. Nick Stauskas, no. Brandon Goodwin's not on DraftKings. Nick Stauskas is not on DraftKings. How is this possible? Yeah, hit that like button. 150 viewers, 89 likes. So half of Toronto's actual players today don't appear to be in the salary files that exist. So that's that. Yuta Watanabe, great play today. Svi Mikhailiuk, great play today. OG Anunoby, gonna be a difficult sell. Chris Boucher, obviously an exceptional play today. Tremont Waters on DraftKings, I think is a good play at the flat minimum 3K. You can kind of take a shot on anybody for Toronto. So that's, I don't have anything else to add for Toronto. That's just a fool's errand. For Chicago, Kobe White for 4,100 on DraftKings is truly dumb. He's going to be incredibly popular. DeRozan and Vooch and Lonzo are all fine. Alfonso McKinney for 3,200 on DraftKings is a value option if you want it. Let's go to Houston. Please just don't have any problems. I mean, it can't. That last game hurt my soul. All right, to Houston we go. Oh, Houston. Could I write check? 9.5 point dogs in Milwaukee. What do we know about the status of Eric Gordon on this back-to-back today? Houston. Nope, passed it. Are we assuming that Eric Gordon is playing this back-to-back? I am. So, for Houston, it's the same thing that we've had other than Christian Wood with a Q tag, but it's not like we're changing anything. So, Houston rotation for me, staying the same. Armani Brooks came back and played more, so I do need to take some of those Josh Christopher minutes away. So we need to get Armani Brooks back up a little bit. So let's do something like that. Yeah, if we don't get Eric Gordon, that'll be interesting. I think we'll see Josh Christopher bump up a little bit more. So we're going to set Houston as good to go. Pretty easily, Cheetah. How the hell does Eric Gordon make it to the Los Angeles Lakers? What do they have to give anybody to be able to facilitate that deal? For Milwaukee, I don't know who's in or out here, but I don't think it's good. So Middleton is available. No Giannis, no Portis, no DiVincenzo, no Brook Lopez. Wes Matthews, Rodney Hood, all available. This one's going to be pretty easy, and they are going to beat the shit out of Houston today. Drew Holiday, 34 minutes. Center is still an issue, so this is going to be Boogie Cousins and Mamu. So we're going to give Boogie 24 minutes. Oh yeah, for sure. I think they would love to have him. They don't really have a mechanism to get him. That's the problem. Are they gonna split? Are Mamu and Cousins gonna split this time at the 5? I mean, they don't have to, but they probably are, right? Mamukelashvili played 42 minutes on Saturday. Yeah, they're splitting this time. I think. All right, we got to give Middleton. Let's get all the real people in here first. Middleton in. George Hill playing about 22 minutes. Grayson Allen in for 30. Pat Connaughton in for 30. Jordan Nwora not going to be playing as much as he did. So let's do that. No, that's backwards. What's that? Okay, so that's 66 minutes left for Thanasis and Wes Matthews and Rodney Hood and Jordan Nwora. So nothing too crazy here. I mean, maybe it's like 22 Cousins, 22 Mamu, Jordan Nwora with 18, Rodney Hood minimal. Thanas has played 25 this last time out too. I'm gonna give him 18. I don't really know a lot about what I like here for Milwaukee, other than your Grayson Allens, your Drew Holidays, your Chris Middletons. So I do need to update the rates here for Milwaukee, just because if Middleton and Drew are both on, those guys are a little bit different with Giannis off. All right, so Drew Holiday, no Giannis this season, 32% usage rate. That's a bumpski. 11.5% bump to assist rate. That'll work. Chris Middleton, usage rate with no Giannis, 34.9% usage rate. No other real rate changes, though. I'm guessing everybody else just falls in line. Do we need to lock in Cousins? Probably. Whether it's Grayson Allen, Connaughton, Mamu, I think the rest of that's just going to hold. Pat Connaughton, 16. And then Mamu, 15. Okay, there we go. So that's Milwaukee. So let's look at Houston and Milwaukee here. Houston, Christian Wood on FanDuel is the only piece of Houston that I'm actually interested in, and he might not even play. Milwaukee, though. Chris Middleton, 7,700 on FanDuel or 8,300 on DraftKings. Chris Middleton is the best play in this game. It's not close. It's really not close. Drew Holiday is second, but his price is already in the 9s. Cousins at 4,400 is worth it on DraftKings. And then Grayson Allen I'm interested in across both sites as value. A little bit more so than I am for Pat Connaughton, since Connaughton's a lot more expensive. The Milwaukee side of this game looks really good, though, and they're not going to meet much defensive resistance. 2 games to go. Denver at OKC. Denver 5.5-point favorites in Oklahoma City. So let's go bang. Nope. Let's go bang. Denver. Aaron Gordon questionable. JaMychal Green questionable. Nothing else that matters here. And I'm not going to take out Aaron Gordon in this spot, I don't think. Played their last game. Why is he questionable? Hamstring. All right, I'm going to assume he's playing. I'm just going to assume that this is the same rotation it normally is. If I have to move around minutes to get JaMychal Green back out there, that's fine. But Denver is already just set in stone. I do want to give a quick look just to make sure I still have Jokic's best rates, because he's still smashing. So let's take Porter off. Jokic with no Michael Porter Jr. on the floor this season. Yeah, we're good to go here. OKC. Come on, nothing crazy for Oklahoma City because they're already hard enough. Nice. Only Trey Mann questionable. Oh, apparently Mike Muscala needs rest. Clearly, that must be a tough life for Mike Muscala, playing 10 minutes a game twice a week. But, whatever you got to do. So we'll take those minutes that used to go to Muscala and give them to Isaiah Roby. And then everything else here for this team, I think, can just sort of stay the same. Oh, and we're up over 100 likes. 183 viewers? That'll work. Good stuff here. Yeah, we don't have anything to change here. So that rotation is set. We'll look at Denver. Denver-OKC, very easy game. Jokic, 11-4 on FanDuel, 12-6 on DraftKings, still looks exceptional. Will Barton, Aaron Gordon. Not a lot you want to get to from Denver other than like their three main guys. Oklahoma City, literally no one. No one with a double-digit boom. So we're going to skip them entirely. And then we're going to go to the Clippers and the Sacramento Kings. Final game of the day. Clippers, 5.5-point favorites. Paul George, off the injury report. Good to go. No Marcus Morris, no Isaiah Hartenstein. This is projecting exactly like it did for me on Monday. That's the direction we're going to be going here. We saw Serge Ibaka play 22 minutes. That is a pretty sizable amount of time. I am not making any changes to this rotation right now. I think what I have in here works. I might be a little light on Luke Kennard, but I'm okay with it. King's side, on the other hand, I assume is going to be a disaster. Yes, it is. No Fox, no Davis, no Davion Mitchell, no Bagley, no Len. They signed Emmanuel Mudiay, who I didn't know was still playing basketball. That's fun. So there's Mudiay. And Ade Murky, which, I obviously have no idea who or what that is, and they are not in my model. So I guess for Sacramento, this is going to be pretty easy, other than just wondering if Richaun Holmes ever plays. Because that's all we're waiting. Like, the Richaun Holmes news is the biggest piece, and we just don't know it. Like, I think I have to assume that Holmes finally plays now. Questionable for 2 straight games. Like, I'm just going with it then. At which point, we're going to say Holmes for 28 minutes. I don't know. I'll keep Damian Jones available in this scenario. But Metu for 32 minutes, Healed, Halliburton, Barnes. I mean, I'm going to go 36, but I don't know if I have to. Yeah, I don't have any changes really to make here for Sacramento if Holmes is in. I'm just going to go to a lot of Buddy Hield. Guys, I think we just finished it up. Let's quickly look at the Clippers and Sacramento, touch on anything, and then run crunches. Thanks for being here, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Paul George, 9,200 on FanDuel. Reggie Jackson looks okay on FanDuel. Terrence Mann looks okay across both sites. Sacramento, Halliburton, sure. Healed, yup. Healed way more on FanDuel at 58 than 69 on DraftKings. Same for Barnes, 6,100 to 7,100. Metu, going to be difficult-ish. Holmes looks fine. Here we go. Let's just run these crunches because whatever I think on an individual game doesn't really matter. We need to learn the context. Alrighty. Optimal lineup on FanDuel. And if you think you can predict this, good luck. I have Nikola Jokic, 12 raw points ahead of anybody else on this slate on FanDuel today. Is he in the optimal? He certainly is. Drew Holiday, DeLon Wright, Yuta Watanabe, Svi Mikhailiuk, Chris Middleton, Buddy Hield, John Collins, Chris Boucher, Nikola Jokic. That all makes incredible sense. That is as obvious of a lineup as I think that I could have gotten to here. The only thing that you can change, you can drop down almost 2 full points by just simply switching Buddy Hield to Harrison Barnes. But like that's just a very obvious and easy construction that will certainly not look like that by the time, I don't know, I finish this show at this rate. Power rankings. Oh boy, what absolute garbage. It's terrible. There's a trio at the top that are all basically the same. It's literal the same. Chris Middleton, DeLon Wright, Chris Boucher. That is the trifecta today on FanDuel for right now. Then Jokic, Drew, Cole Anthony if he plays, John Collins, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Jason Tatum. That's everybody north of 25%. But Middleton, DeLon Wright, Chris Boucher, that is the core. Ooh. And now DraftKings is about to make that look completely different. On DraftKings, we have... I don't know if we get Jokic here or not. We're about to find out. Yeah, no Jokic. So DeLon Wright, Buddy Hield, Watanabe, John Collins, Cousins, Drew, Boucher, Middleton. You can drop down by 0.8 of a point and, I don't know, move something. I can't tell who's... Bogdanovich comes in. Cam Reddish comes in. Cousins goes out. I don't know. Let's look at the power rankings. That's more important. That optimal lineup on DraftKings did not look nearly as smooth as it did on FanDuel. Very, very flat tier at the top. It's looking like a 5-man group of priorities. All right, so the 5-man priorities at the top. Chris Middleton, DeLon Wright, John Collins, Drew Holiday, Chris Boucher. I think that all makes some sense. Then we step down, go to Svi, Watanabe, Bogdanovich, Kobe White, DeMarcus Cousins, Jokic, and Herter. That's everybody north of 20%. Ooh. That is something. That is something. I mean, like, Tremont Waters' name showing up makes me sick to my stomach. I was like, I knew that he wasn't on the Bucks, but he's still on the Bucks in... Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Oh man, good luck today, guys. Oh boy, let's check Yahoo. We have no idea what this is going to look like. All right, for Yahoo Optimal. I don't have a clue what this is going to be. All right. DeLon Wright, Svi, Drew Holiday, Watanabe, John Collins, Chris Middleton, Chris Boucher, Nikola Jokic. So this one looks a lot more normal to me. That's very, very similar to the FanDuel version. You got to drop down a full point to go elsewhere. That'll work, though. That'll work. All right. Power rankings on Yahoo before we get out of here. Yahoo and FanDuel made more like intuitive sense. DraftKings just looked gross. All right, so it's looking like we're getting Middleton pretty clearly at the top. Drew Holiday 2. Nikola Jokic 3rd. Collins, DeLon Wright, Chris Boucher. And then we fall off a cliff a little bit to Anthony, Metu, Vooch, DeRozan, Halliburton, Buddy Hield combo. But Middleton looking like the best play across everything today. Mofo Worthy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You're welcome. There's your Yahoo Optimal. You'll get a Yahoo Contenders video as well shortly. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That is a slate, folks. That is a slate. We're in for one today. A lot of news. That Toronto game is... It's going to make people and lose people a lot of money because we have no idea what they're doing. Make sure you're watching Contenders, Strategy Show, the Injury Show with Adam and Greg. You're going to need to watch Adam's GPP videos, Deeper Dive, Live Before Lock. All this content is very important on a day like today. Deeper Dive and Live Before Lock. I'm not on them today. You guys got to make sure you're watching it because news is everything. So, that'll do it. Good luck tonight, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's been great seeing everybody. One more day of the Process show before we're off for 3. So, thank you guys. Cheers. This is the Process.